Namaskaram. In Mahabharata, we are continuing with the pilgrimage of the Pandavas, and after the last holy place, they had traveled south, we did say, following Vanga and Kalinga, they reached the Mahendra mountain. And that was the place where Parasurama was said to be still doing meditation. So Yudhishthira, out of curiosity, asked sage Akritavrana, who had received them. He asked the sage, I have heard that this is the place where Parasurama still meditates. Will I have the good fortune to meet him? Then Akritavrana said, yeah, I guess so, because as far as I know, Parasurama is fond of you. So he might as well. And today is the 14th of the Paksha. A month is divided into two halves. They are called Paksha. And the days are marked Prathama, Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panjami, Shashti, Saptami, Ashtami, Navami, Dashami, and all that. It ends with in either Paurnami or Amavasi, depending upon whether it is a waxing fortnight or a waning fortnight. And Akritavrana said, today being the 14th of the fortnight, it is a day where Parasurama gives darshan to the sages. He gives darshan on the Ashtami, which is the 8th day, and Chaturdashi, which is the 14th. So today he gives darshan. So tomorrow morning you might be able to see him. And then Yudhishthira asked, why was that Parasurama had fought with the Kshatriyas in 21 rounds and killed anyone who came across him, killed the opponents and destroyed their kingdom? Why did that happen? Then Akritavrana went into the story. It starts with the story of Kiratarjuna. Both the story of Kiratarjuna and also of Parasurama, both are interconnected and both are very famous in the Puranas. And especially that of Parasurama, it is historical. It's a landmark in history. And Kartaveeryarjuna meditated on Dattatreya, who was said to be an avatar of Vishnu. And Dattatreya is worshipped widely in Karnataka. There are Dattatreya temples in Karnataka. And Sage Dattatreya was pleased with Kartaveeryarjuna and gave him first of all 1,000 arms, so that as a Kshatriya he could send 1,000 arrows at the same time, or some arrows, some sword and some club, whatnot. So he became a formidable fighter. And also gave him a golden chariot which could fly, a golden aircraft. With that he moved everywhere. He went to heaven also and fought with the kings, and whoever came across Kartaveeryarjuna was defeated. And he was he was, you know, without any principle, destroyed anything that came on the way. So the gods went to Vishnu and prayed to him, saying that, see, we are suffering because of this Kartaveeryarjuna, please do something about it. Vishnu said, okay, I will take care. And Vishnu descended on earth and went to Badrinath and started meditating there. The meditation is to acquire enough power to meet Kartaveeryarjuna. And that's one part of the story. Meanwhile, there was a family of kings called family, and Gandhi was the king whose children became famous in the race. Most famous was Vishwamitra of Gayatri Mantra. Some pronounce it as Gadhi, Tatha Dadha, and others pronounce it as Gathi, Tatha. Part of the mantra, Gayatri Mantra, we pronounce it as Gathi. So we say, Gathi no Vishwamitra Rishi. Touching the head, meaning he was the Rishi who had derision of that mantra, who the mantra originated in his mind. Gathino Vishwamitra Rishi. And we say Gayatri Chanda. We touch the upper part of the lips, meaning it came out of Vishwamitra's mouth. Gayatri Chandaha. The Chandasa is a meter. And Savita Devata, the god is Savita, the sun. It's a mantra of worship to the sun god. And Gadhi had a son by name Richika. And at that time there was of course, Bhrigu. Bhrigu was a famous sage in whose family Parasurama was born. And Bhrigu had a daughter, am I confusing? This Gadhi ruled Kanya Kubja, which is present day Kanauj, which is near Ahmednagar in Maharashtra. Gadhi got a daughter, a lovely daughter, who looked like an apsara, very, very lovely. And in the Bhrigu dynasty, there was a sage by name Richika. Richika wanted to marry Gadhi's daughter because he heard she is very beautiful, and Richika was of the marriageable age. So he went to to Gadhi, requesting for his daughter. And Gadhi said, in our family there is a tradition that whoever comes for a daughter, we demand shulka. Kanya shulka is bride's price. Kanya shulka of 1,000 fast white horses, but not pure white. The left ear must be black. of all the 1,000 must be alike with white in complexion but dark left ear, very fast. And I cannot ask you, I demand, but I just want to mention that's our tradition. And Rishika said, okay, no, let me find out, let me see if I can get that. And he went to Varuna and prayed to Varuna, God, Varuna, please give me 1,000 cows of this nature because I have to give it as Kanya Shulka. And Varuna agreed, brought 1,000 horses up the Ganga's waters. And now this is in the Puranas. Varuna somehow is the custodian of many things. It is said Vishnu's chakra and Arjuna's Gandiva came out of Varuna's hands, and finally they were returned to Varuna. There are so many things like that where people go to Varuna and request for it, and Varuna produces. And Rishika gave them to Gadhi, and he accepted and gave his daughter in marriage to Rishika. Rishika married her and he was living happily. And at that time, Bhrigu asked the daughter-in-law whether she wanted any particular wish in mind. And she said, look, I want a son who has got all the Brahmin qualities, who will be like you in the family. And Bhrigu said, okay. And at the same time, Gadhi also wanted a son. Gadhi's wife, that is the mother of this girl. And so Bhrigu said, okay, here are two pyres. These are special pyres which I got after a yajna. They are of special significance. You mark this, the one on the left is for Gadhi's wife, and the one on the right is for Gadhi's daughter-in-law. Please make sure you take the respective ones. And after the Ritusnana, that is, girls take bath after their period, Ritusnana, the mother was to embrace an Ashwatha tree after bath. Ashwatha is Ficus religiosa, which is in Malayalam called Peral. No, Arayal, sorry. Ficus religiosa. And the daughter was to embrace a fig tree, which is in Malayalam Atti. So make sure you embrace the respective trees. There is a tradition of embracing a particular tree when women are in pregnancy. So they agreed, and we can't complete, unfortunately, time is up. So I stop here. We continue next day. Namaskaram.